So hi everyone, welcome back to another patch rundown. Today we are going to be talking about the new patch upcoming this Wednesday 14.16. So if you're tired of seeing Syndra in every one of your games, this will be definitely a patch to counter that and just discuss more comps and units that are going to be playable. So before we even get into that, we have an announcement. So Fitgmr is going to be hosting a TFT tournament. The Fitgmr Fall Fest is going to be happening at the end of September. So there is going to be two types of dates. For only $20, you will be able to get 2 bootcamp days on the 24th and 26th. Within these bootcamps, you'll get master classes, you'll get TFT stat analysis classes, learn how to prep for tournaments, get some VOD reviews in there, some scrims as well, and also Q&A. So this is going to occur on the 2 bootcamp days, along with even some Fitgmr performance by some members of Fitgmr to help you out with your just in-person health before getting into the actual games. Then there will be a 2-day tournament from December 8th or September 28th and September 29th. This is going to be the 2-day weekend tournament where you can win big money. You have a minimum of 3 games before any cuts occur on the first day, and it is going to be a great tournament experience for you. So if you are interested in that, I'm going to be sending the link into the voice channel of the Discord and also providing a link to these in the description and the pinned comment of the YouTube video. So definitely go for this. Only $20 for like this insane boot camp plus the tournament entry and the opportunity to win big. So if this interests you, definitely check out the links and join the TFT or join the Training Grounds Discord channel. All right, let's get straight into the actual patch. So a really big patch is going to be the second patch of the set 12. So this is going to be upcoming on August 14th. First one is going to be talking about golems and system changes, moving on to traits and units, items and augments, and then finalizing with some charms. Let's get straight into it. So patch 14.16, the first one is going to be talking about system changes. The golems are getting nerfed. Thank goodness. You may have been wondering why support golem 1, support golem 2 are so strong, even I'm the carry. So now the attack damage, the HP, and the ability damage is going to be getting nerfed from all golems. So this is going to affect 4 things. Technically 5 if you have the maxed out fortune cash out, but you're winning with that anyway. So support golem 1 and 2 are going to be a bit weaker now. Same with I'm the carry augment. Then the portals of trainer golems and treasure golems, these are just going to be weaker golems. So you may be wondering, are the support items broken? Why is support cash so much worse than the actual support golems? Well, the golem just provides a lot of frontline, it provides damage as well. So it was just basically an extra unit on your board on top of that support item. So that will be changed now. I think it'll still be good, but definitely not as broken as it was this patch. So moving on to the actual traits, we're just going to separate them into buffs and nerfs. So within buffs, we have a lot of buffs to traits that are not played too often. So 2 to 4 blaster, 4 and 6 fairy regarding the item as well. So this is now going to be for the 6 fairy, getting the armor onto that Rakan. All breakpoints of frost, because this is just not played, also kind of unplayable this patch. 4 to 6 scholar, and then 4 to 6 warrior. So all these traits are going to be getting buffed, along with small ones to Bastion as well, but definitely at the higher breakpoints. The nerfs are going to be only to Preserver, so the Preserver healing at every breakpoint and the mana gain at every breakpoint. However, now in regards of units being mana locked, the Preserver will still tick and you'll grant that mana after the mana lock ends. So that's a little bit of kind of a retribution. However, the actual healing and mana gain are going to be lowered. Final last thing to know for the upcoming patch is with 4 Chrono previously, if you're say playing Kassadin with a Quicksilver and you're playing against a 4 Chrono like Karma board, then you would still be getting stunned by the 4 Chrono. Now the Chrono time stop is now affected by a CC immunity and you will be able to bypass that with a QS. So that is all the changes to the traits. Moving on to the one-offs now, we have a ton of buffs. So Jace damage at his 3-star is going up. If you want to play Jace 3-star carry, you can definitely go for this now. Seraphine and Soraka, so the 2 one-cost mages, are getting buffed for their mana and their damage. And then last but not least, Warwick is getting buffed. So now he actually scales throughout 1, 2, and 3-star, and Lilia has a bit of a mana buff. So a lot of buffs to the 1-cost units. Moving on to the 2-cost units here, we have a lot of nerfs to our reroll units. Of course, this is not a surprise, and a bit of buffs to units that are just not performing as well. So let's go over the nerfs first. Kassadin, Kog'Maw, Syndra. Me Cass, me Cog, me Syndra / Stefan. You may have seen this in some of your games. Now, some of these comps will be gutted. In my opinion, Kassadin reroll will no longer be a thing unless you have like extremely best for it. Not only did the support golems get nerfed, which is going to be Kassadin's best Augments synergy, but the stacking damage from his spell is down, and also his shield, as you can see these numbers, minus 40 here, like a large amount here, is a lot of shield being taken out of his kit. So not only is he going to do less damage, he is also going to be less tanky, which is an insane multiplier for a melee unit. The Cog damage is going down. Maybe Kog'Maw is still playable, but definitely not as bad as the Kassadin nerf. And then Syndra, a lot of things are being nerfed here. So her initial damage is going down. The spell splash damage is going down. The reason why Syndra is able to like stack up so quickly is her cast time was very short. It was a 0.3 second cast time. Now that is being essentially tripled, even a little bit more than tripled. So all the way to a 1 second cast time. And then last but not least, her rift damage is also going down. So almost essentially everything from the Syndra kit is getting nerfed. So the two largest ones, Kassadin and Syndra, I'd say. And then Kog'Maw is a nerf as well, but just not as crazy as the other two reroll comps. So other units that have not been performing as well are getting some buffs. So Ahri, her damage is going up. Galio will be receiving more ability damage reduction, so his DR is going up. And then Shyvana damage at the expense of a bit of her HP scaling. So this is going to be the major changes for the 2 cost units. Moving on to 3 costs, we just have a couple here. Katarina, her damage is going up. This unit has not really been played this patch, so now her spell damage is going up, which is great. And then Wukong, you might be thinking like, oh my god, Wukong is getting buffed. This 3-star Wukong, I can already not get through him, and I'm just getting Syndra, I'm just getting Karma. Well, Syndra just received that crazy nerf, so that is number 1. And then number 2, you'll see on the next slide that Karma will receive a nerf as well. So the buff to Wukong really opens them up for other compositions, but it will no longer be Wukong Preserver's Syndra that you'll be running into. 4 costs. Karma, the most contested unit of patch 14.15 of set 12 release. Her ability will no longer heal. If you weren't aware, Karma's ability was essentially like kind of a reverse martyr, like kind of through all the hunts. When she would ult a unit, an enemy unit, and that enemy unit would die, it would provide an 8% max health heal to the adjacent units, which by the way did not scale from 1 to 2 star. So 1-star Karma was healing just as much as a 2-star Karma. This Karma healing being removed means that Karma is just going to be like a chrono unit and then also a damage dealer from Incanter, but will no longer have that heal utility. So that's a huge removal from Karma's kit. A couple other buffs. Rise damage is going up. 6 portal, 8 portal. Rise should be more playable. Tahm Kench HP is going up by 50. And you might think like, oh, this is not too much, like 50 HP. That's not even 1 auto attack. Well, with Vanguard, you'll be also receiving larger shields, which is scaling based off of your HP. So this is quite good. And even if Tahm Kench casts once in a fight, or the difference between Tahm Kench not casting and casting once is pretty large. The largest one here, I would say, is the Varus cast time. A 2.5 second channel time is crazy. Going from 2.5 to 1.5 and reducing 1 full second of him just channeling is really big. So this is going to be very good for any Pyro Blaster Shapeshifter comps that you want to be playing with Varus. Last but not least, we have our 5 cost units, a little bit of buff to Briar's base AD. So once again, this is kind of buffing the Shapeshifter power line. Varus is getting buff, Briar is getting buff, and Shyvana has also received a buff as well. So that is all the changes to the units. Moving on to items now. You may have noticed a slight trend in the current patch of Syndra's AP and Dragon Claw just being so much better than Bramble Vest, not only because of the healing, but also of the magic resist. So the D-Claw healing, as you can see here, is being cut in half from 5% max health every 2 seconds to 2.5% per 2 seconds. This is huge. The healing being cut in half is just very big impact onto a negative impact onto this item. D-Will or Dragon's Will, the HP is going down from 18 to 50%, not too crazy. We have a nerf to the Blacksmith's Gloves, so the Capricious Forge Augments, just giving just so many stats onto a unit, especially if you take this on 3-2, fully kitting out a unit. The base HP is going down 100, which is a pretty big deal. Moguls, if you have Shimmer Scale Essence, or just the artifact, put it on your frontline unit with a gargoyle, you're farming up to like 30-40 gold per round or per game. So now the base HP is going a bit down and your unit will have a harder time surviving and giving you that gold. And then last but not least, the gem damage amp has been changed from 10 to 25% to 5 to 20. So nerfing the best items of the current patch will really tone down their power and let other items come up. Now we're going to move on to the augments. So there are a lot of augment changes. The first one is going to be to silver augments. So let's talk about the buffs. Beggars can be choosers, very low play rates, very low average, or technically very high average, closer to 8. Now gold is going up by 3. Find your center HP, bonus HP going from 10 to 15%. This can no longer be offered on 2-1 as well. Restart mission gold, very good actually in some spots. Now you'll be receiving 3 2-star 2 costs, so that is going to be some extra gold for you. And then last but not least, row rejuvenation base omnivamp is going up 1%. Going on to our silvers here, the 3 strongest silver augments: item collector 1, HP being cut in half from 10 to 5 for HP per item. Keeper's 1 shield, better than Keeper's 2 because just of the value of the augment. So for a silver, Keeper's 1 is so much better than for a gold Keeper's 2's value. So Keeper's 1 shield is being nerfed. And then last but not least, 1s, 2s, 3s is going down from 3-1 cost champion to 2-1 cost champ. So you'll just be receiving 1 less gold. Moving on to our gold augments here. Buffs: Avenge the Fallen stats. It's going up by 3. Caramelize Comfort, the sugar craft augment, is giving you some more gold and some more chance for, or some more HP and more chance for gold. Clockwork Frequency. So as you can see here, a lot of these augments are averaging close to a 5 currently. Like fast forward, high horsepower, these are all going to be buffed a little bit. And the really good gold augments averaging closer to like a 4. Eternal Growth on 3-2. Or Eternal Growth Plus on 3-2 averages like I think a 3.6 currently. So a lot of these are being nerfed. The Eternal Growth HP, the flat HP is going down from 100 to 60. Fortune favors the bold. Most of the time you're cashing around a 10 loss, maybe 11 if you're not able to cash out on 4-2. So it's very rare, even with the buffs to the 13-14, that you'll be reaching that 13-14 mark. So that's why I say this is just a nerf. And then last but not least, flexible. Remember, the more emblems you have, the more max HP that your team will have. So the fact you gave at every stage, you were just getting like an insane amount of HP, an insane amount of traits and emblems. Now the bonus emblems do not come every stage. They will only come the first 3 stages. So that is going to be a big nerf to the flexible emblems augments. All right, 2 out of 3 for the gold augments. They're continuing to buff the lower value or just the lower impact gold augments and nerfing the really strong ones. So higher education, Keeper Shield 2, Molten Caramel, Practice Partners. Actually, sorry, Keeper Shield, even though it's green, this is actually a nerf. So Keeper should be nerfed. Press the attack damage. You might think that, oh my god, Cassidy's can be broken. Well, you saw exactly what they did to the Cassidy unit. Less damage, less shielding. So press the attack. This will open up more of like multi-strikers like backline like Callista carry rather than just the Cassidy reroll. Row Rejuvenation 2 and 3's a crowd HP are all being buffed. Now to the nerfs. Item Collector 2, so the gold version of Item Collector. Pilfer and Spellblades are getting nerfed. No surprise here, Pilfer and Spellblades are 2 of the strongest gold augments apart from the support golems. So this is no surprise here. Gold is going from 4 to 0, and also Spellblades is going to be proccing regarding less percentage AP that you have on your auto attacks. Couple other ones, support golem is no longer offered on 2-1, and adjustments to school mascot. Now you will no longer have a death cap on your Malphite at 5 and 7, so on your Malphite and your Volibear. However, the units, or I guess the Eldritch Summon, will be having more bonus HP and more bonus AP. Very last one to note is Sweet Tooth. The new augment will be receiving 100 less bonus health once you take this augment. So really just balancing. The really strong gold augments are getting nerfed, and the weak, even really weak gold augments are getting buffed. And last but not least here, we have the third slide for the gold augments and onto our prismatics. 2 healthy here, bonus HP per 2's cost is going from 90 to 80. I believe this number initially used to be 111, 110, and now that is being taken all the way down to 80. So a couple buffs is going to be Vertical Incline's damage amp, which wallops damage and the attack time for Poppy Hero augments. Worth the Wait 1, the round delay, it's going to go from 4 to 2. Anger Issue, you will be receiving more resistances. Assassin's Toolbox, you'll be receiving the items right away. And last but not least, the Dark Alley's dealing, the round delay is going down as well. Moving on to our nerfs, I already talked about the 2 healthy HP. At what cost is going to be receiving a lot less bonus XP, which is essentially just gold. So this is going to be like 8 less gold from taking this Augments. Giant and Mighty HP, it just made your team extremely tanky. Remember the percentage, 5% bonus health that your team will be gaining also scaled off the initial 325 that you got from Giant and Mighty. So if you got this on 2-1, your entire team was just extremely tanky and it was just very good throughout the entire game. Same with Immovable Object, the bonus effect, so this will be the range and the resistances, is going down from 70 to 60%. And last but not least, Prismatic Tickets, the chance to proc will be 1 in every 2 rolls, now to 45% and is no longer offered on 4-2. One very last one to note is Support Golem 2 will no longer be offered on 4-2 as well. And wrapping everything up here with our charms, we got some new charms, we got some buff charms, and we got some nerfed charms. So let's talk about the new ones here. Copycat. This will be appearing on stage 2 and 3 for 1 gold. This is essentially going to be Pilfer for 1 round. So the first enemy unit that you're going to kill in your upcoming combat, you will be receiving a 1-star copy of this unit. So make sure you're positioning to try to kill any 3 costs on stage 2 or 3, or even any 4 costs if your opponent's high roll. Ironclad and Mystic Spirit, there are some new ones. It provides you Teamite armor and Teamite magic resist. You'll be receiving this later into the game at stage 4+ for $1. And last but not least, Spawn Swarm, Voidling on death for your first 2 front row units. So this is going to be a pretty good late game augment for more frontline. It'll be for 4 gold and will be appearing at stage 5+. A couple buffs here, Back Row Star, so the attack speed backline one will be going from 5 gold to 2 gold, so it's going to be a lot cheaper. Desperate Plea, if you have been scammed by this augment, you're like, okay, I'm guaranteed top 4 here, these 2, or at least one of these players are going to die, and they hit Desperate Plea and you bleed it into a 5th. Well, this will no longer be the case. Desperate Plea is removed. Enhance is going from 2 gold to 1 gold. Minor Gambit, you'll now be getting 3 gold for winning at the cost of 1 gold for buying this. Gear Swap has also been removed. Phantom Emblem, giving you a temporary emblem of your most played trait. It's going down from 8 gold to 6 gold. Shivanate will be going from appearing at stage 3 and stage 4 to stage 2 and stage 3. Now the Dragon, if left alone, this dragon can deal up to like 10,000 physical damage just because it had so much attack damage, especially if you had some sort of Sunder on your board. So the AD is going down. The Star is going up by 2 gold. Tinker is now going to be offered all game and is going down just from 1 gold to 0 gold. And last but not least, Treasure Party will be going down 2 gold as well. So they're very strong, and even just broken charms are being either removed or nerfed. And the mid to weaker charms are going to be having a reduction in cost or will be appearing all game. So that has been everything for today. I'll do a quick recap. Remember, I will be sending these links right after this class into the voice channel for the Fitgmr TFT tournament. Definitely sign up for the Fitgmr Fall Fest. It's an amazing opportunity. It's cheap. You get the pre-cup bootcamp. You get to participate in the actual tournament and have the chance to win big. Today we just talked about the patch notes. So essentially the meta is going to go through a giant shift from Syndra, AP, every game, Dragon Claw items to more of a just balanced meta where the weaker items, the weaker augments, the weaker units are getting buffed, and everything that is at the top right now will be getting nerfed. So stay tuned for Thursday. We will be doing a top 5 comps to play on patch 14.16, and I hope to see you there. Thank you. Make sure you sign up for the tournament and check out the description and the pinned comment. Have a great day, and